I'd like to welcome you to our DocuFraud Forensic Laboratory. We're in Toronto, and my name is Dwayne. Today, for educational purposes, we're going to demonstrate the presumptive blood test using the Kastle Meyer system. So you are wondering, no doubt, why we would do a presumptive test. The primary reason is that a full laboratory test could take anywhere from 1 to 2 weeks to get results. And secondly, it can be very expensive. So prior to sending samples to the lab, we want to make sure that we're sending the correct samples so they don't have to be redone at a later date. Now, a presumptive test is exactly what it sounds like, also known as a rapid reaction test. It is going to give us a result instantaneously. So we don't have to wait, and we will know right away what those results are. The blood is positive for blood or negative for blood. The added benefit is the mobility. We don't have to take chemicals onto the road. We have a nice way of doing this that is easy for our forensic technicians, and in fact it's quite a bit easier for us here in the lab. So let's get started. I'm going to show you what comes in the box and how to conduct the test. One of the areas we have to be very cautious of is blood can be contaminated. We don't know where it comes from, so we want to make sure we have safety protocols in place, and please ensure that you're wearing gloves. So one more aspect that we want to ensure regarding safety is that you are wearing a mask. If this were actual lab conditions, we would conduct this in our fuming chamber and ensure all of our technicians are very safe. So let's take a look at what we have in the box. This is a product provided by a forensic supply company, Searchy, very well known around the world. And in the box, we have three things. We have a pouch with chemicals already inside, so there's no safety or concerns by our technicians. We have some swabs, and these are the swabs we're going to use to collect the blood sample. And lastly, we have distilled water. So we have everything that a technician in the field or in our laboratory needs to conduct this test. Here we have our sample of blood. This is a smear of blood taken on a fingerprint backing card. This could be also found on a wall, on fabric, on clothing, pretty much anywhere. And as you can see from this, the color is red, and unless I told you, you wouldn't know what this is. So we are going to do a presumptive test. So there are three chemicals used for the Kastle Meyer test. They come in very large quantities, anywhere from 1 liter size to 1 gallon size. And those are the smallest sizes available. So again, this is not very practical for our field technicians. And sometimes even here in the laboratory, we can have a large number of chemicals that don't get used very often. And I'm going to show you exactly what I mean, because we only need drops. We don't need anything by the gallon size. So let's begin. We have a swab. We're going to take some distilled water, apply it to the swab. I'm going to take that swab and I'm going to rub it over the blood sample. And we don't need a very large sample. So let's do this. And as you can see, we have blood there, and that is quite sufficient. We're just going to, we don't need that whole swab into our container. We're going to remove the top. We're going to open this up. There we go. And with my forceps, I'm going to insert this into the pouch, and you can see the pouch or the swab in the bottom. I'm going to seal this once again. There we go. Inside are 3 ampules. The first ampule we're going to crush is ethyl alcohol. It's 95% ethyl reaction grade. I'm going to crush the pouch or the ampule, release the liquid, and I'm going to give this a good shake. It's going to react with the blood. All right, ampule number 2 is phenolphthalein. We're going to break that, release the contents. We're going to give it a good shake. You can see a color. If this turns purple, we have blood. There is a third ampule, and that is a 3% hydrogen peroxide solution, also reagent grade, and that is going to react. And there we have a color change that matches the color that is recommended by the Kastle Meyer test. Instantly produces a result, and in this instance it is confirmed to be blood. Now we can make informed decisions in our laboratory whether we want to send this to the lab for more formal testing, but we're not going to be always doing DNA, so sometimes the formal test is not required, and this is absolutely sufficient in 90% of the cases. Thank you for joining us today. We hope you found this presentation helpful and beneficial. Feel free to reach out to us if you have any questions.
DocuFraud Forensic Laboratory, providing forensic laboratory services since 2017.